We all hear that reviewing your trades is very important for a trader's success and to grow and get better every day. However, when you review is super important. If you choose to review during the trade, let's say you just take a trade, and I am guilty of this, okay? Where you just take a trade, you take a loss, and then what do? I start to review.
What did I do wrong? What can I do better?
I thought this would be really helpful for me. Please let me know if you do this too by commenting below. But I really thought it was gonna be helpful because I can analyze it right now and figure out what I can do better. But what I have found for me is that when I analyze it right away, a couple of things can happen. Number one, I miss a great opportunity. Another trade shows up out of nowhere, but I'm too busy analyzing the trade I just took and trying to figure out what I could do better when the opportunity's already gone. And I'm missing the golden one that's coming up later. Number two is maybe that I get frustrated.
Oh, I can't believe I didn't see that. Why did I do this? I've done this too many times.
And what does that do? It gets my heart rate up. It makes me upset, frustrated, sad. Whatever the emotion is at that time for that trade, it expands on that. And then the next trade I take, I may take it with that emotion behind it. And that is not good because you can already tell when you take an emotional trade, you're probably gonna lose, and you're probably gonna lose a lot more than you want. Or I just start analyzing the market with emotional eyes that I start to take multiple trades. I'm gonna take this one, I'm gonna take this one, I'm gonna try this one. And then I just take all these losses or all these paper cuts. And what does that do on top of what we talked about earlier? I miss the great play. Or I take all of these trades and one of them is the great play, but I take a little bit of that one and I make up all my losses and break even. This is why I recommend, at least for me, and I'm just sharing with you what I'm doing, I'm not reviewing my trades during the day anymore. I'm reviewing after the market is closed. Because while the market is open, if I am trading, and I need to be available for the opportunities. I don't need to be wrapped up in reviewing right there in the moment. It makes sense at first to do that, but after experience, now for me, at least, it's important to do afterwards, because then here's a couple of things what happens. If I wait for after the market to close, then that means I can stay focused, like we talked about, for the next setup to arrive, and I can execute it. And not only that, but hopefully I'm not worried about the emotions of how that other trade made me feel. I'm not focusing on that trade so much that the emotion rises, right? I am moving on to the next trade, just like we're supposed to, just move on to the next. And that way, at the end of the day, when the market is closed, all opportunities are done for me, then I can start to review with a different mindset. I'm not reviewing it with right after I took the loss. I'm not. I need space. And that's what I want to talk about as well. If you can't review right after the close because you're still upset, you're still frustrated, maybe don't do it. Give it overnight and then review it. Give it a day or two. Whatever you need to make sure that you can review it with the right set of eyes. And what I mean by that is the eyes that don't have a ton of emotion behind them. Because if you ever reviewed a chart, let me know below. If you ever reviewed a chart with a ton of emotion, and then you give it another day, maybe a week, and you go back and look at it again, and you see it completely different. You're like, oh my gosh, like I can see what I can do better now. I can see what I did wrong, instead of beating yourself up while you're reviewing it. So next time you take a loss, don't worry about it. Move on to the next trade. Wait until your trading session is completely done. If that's after the first hour because you only trade the first hour of the market, great. But don't focus anywhere else. Focus on yourself, focus on the next trade, and then wait till you have some time to review.